Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to our technical English lesson. This is our first of two lessons on cooling and heating. We have two objectives in this lesson. Number one is to identify two scientific principles refrigerators are based on. And number two is to describe the heating operation of heat pump by drawing arrows on the diagram to show the direction of flow of the fluid. Before we start, let's take a look at some keywords we'll be using throughout this lesson. Repeat after me. Absorb, absorb. Extract, extract. Evaporate, evaporate. Condense, condense. Compress, compress. Refrigerant, refrigerant. Now let's take a look at the meanings. Now you will notice that an object is being dropped into a liquid and it takes in the liquid. This is absorb. That means to take in liquid, gas, or another substance from the surface or space around something. For example, you can see plants absorb carbon dioxide. Number two, extract is to remove a substance from something which contains it. For example, oil is extracted from olives. Evaporate. Evaporate means to turn to gas or to cause something or to cause a liquid to change to gas. For example, plants keep cool during the summer by evaporating water from their leaves. Condense means to become liquid. If a gas condenses or it is condensed, it becomes a liquid. Compress. Compress means to press something or make it smaller, or to press something into smaller space, that is, to apply pressure to it. Example, a compressed air. And the last one, refrigerant, is a substance or mixture, usually a fluid. A fluid is anything that flows, like gas or liquid, okay, used in a heat pump and refrigeration cycle. It is used to keep things cold. You need to study these words many times so that you can get used to using them. Now open your course books to page 62. I want you to pause the video and think about this question. Which two scientific principles are refrigerators based on? You choose two from this list. Okay, let's check. Refrigerators are based on, number one, when you compress a gas, it condenses. That is, when you apply pressure on a gas, it turns to liquid. And when you decompress a liquid, that is, when you reduce the pressure on a liquid, it evaporates. That is, it turns to gas. And the second principle is, as a gas condenses, it gives out heat. That is, as a gas turns to liquid, it gives out heat. And as liquid evaporates, that is, as liquid turns to gas, it absorbs heat. That is, it takes in heat. Now, on the same page, we are going to read, and our task is to read the description of a heat pump and complete the diagram below by drawing arrows on the pipe to show the direction of flow of the fluid, and then deleting words high or low in the brackets. You can see that in the brackets here we have 4 brackets, and in each bracket we have 2 words, high or low. Part of our task is to delete one word from each bracket. Now, before we do the task, let's read the description of a heat pump. Now, pause the video and think about these two questions. What is the purpose of the heat pump? And what are the main parts of the heat pump? Think about these questions. Now, you can get the answer to the questions here. Now read all the text and then answer the questions. Okay, good. I hope you have finished reading the text. Now let's look at the answers. The purpose of the heat pump is to pump heat from one place to another, and this is where we got the answer from. The next one is, what are the main parts of the heat pump? The main parts of the heat pump are compressor, expansion valve, fans, reversing valve, two sets of coils, and pipes. Basically, you can see all the parts here, and we got this as well from the text here. Now we are ready to do the task. So to do the task, we are going to read this heating operation and then draw arrows and delete high or low from each bracket. Now pause the video, guess the direction and the words that the word that you need to delete. Then read the text and compare the two answers. Good luck. All right. Now let's check the answers together. Now let's start from here. In cold weather, the outside coil acts as the evaporator. Now, this is the outside coil, so it acts as the evaporator in cold weather. And the inside coil acts as the condenser, and this is the inside coil. So now, the fluid in the evaporator, now this is our evaporator, so the fluid, this is the fluid inside the evaporator, this one on blue. Okay, so basically, which means that our arrow starts here. So the fluid in the evaporator is under low pressure. Low pressure. Now let's come back here. This fluid is under low pressure, so we're going to delete the word high to keep the low pressure. And so it evaporates. So the arrow keeps going this way and keeps going, and here is still here in the evaporator, so the fluid is still under low pressure, so we're going to delete the high pressure. Now when you come here, you see that the compressor then pumps the heated fluid, so this one goes into the compressor. Now the compressor now pumps the heated fluid into the building under high pressure. So basically now the fluid is under high pressure, so we delete the low pressure here, and so we continue with the arrow, and the fluid is still under high pressure, so we're going to delete the low pressure. Now compare this with your answer, and I hope you get yours correctly. Thank you very much. Now to summarize, you can say that refrigerators are based on two scientific principles. Number one, when you compress a gas, it turns to liquid, and when you compress a liquid, it turns to gas. So turns to liquid here means condenses, and turns to liquid here turns to gas here means evaporates. And as the gas turns to liquid, as it condenses, it gives out heat, while liquid takes in heat as it turns to gas, as it evaporates. Thank you very much for watching, and this is a reminder for you that you have an assignment on this lesson on Teams, and you have 24 hours to finish and submit the assignment. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in our next class. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.